Welcome to another episode of Do You Even Resonate? This is a show where I do actual message testing on actual websites using their actual ICPs. In this case, we have Candu, and we put their website in front of one of their ICPs, product managers at SaaS companies. And what did we find out? Well, we found out that overall, clarity, relevance, and demo interest are kind of in the middle. It's not terribly clear, not terribly exciting, but it's almost there. It's not too far from it. So let's start going through it and see what turns people off, what we could do better. And let's start with the above the fold area here. So launch. Okay, the biggest problem obviously is the rotating headline. This is like rotating banners. It's just a bad idea. People hate it. They want to control the experience. And I mean, this kind of rotating headline thing, it just means that you don't know yourself. And so this is a cop-out. So have to kill that. Second thing is Candu helps you do product-led experiences. Raise your hand and now shout out loud your definition of product-led experiences. Oh, wait. Yeah, just as I thought, you have to think about it. It's not clear. It's not obvious. People have a vague idea what that is, but it's not a clear idea. And if you want to communicate what your tool is by using a vague terminology, you're not helping people put you in a box. All right. And also you say run A/B test and validate results fast. Okay. So is this an A/B testing tool? I understand you have an A/B testing feature, but you can't. This is not optimizedly or one of those A/B testing tools. So to lead with it is misleading. And validate results fast. Again, you don't have a secret statistical formula to make sample size requirements go away. Poof. Also unnecessary. So to really simplify this is to get rid of all the A/B test messaging here. I mean, and talk about it later when we come to specific things and features we can do. Also, let's look at these bullet points here. Drag and drop to create. Now, every bullet needs to stand alone. Right? It needs to be a standalone thing. So the bullet points is a fail here as well. So overall, above the fold just is not really there, and it creates confusion. People are reading the above the fold and they're like, I still don't know what this is. So if we zoom in on the above the fold ratings here, so clarity, mediocre. Most ratings are 4, 3, and 2. Very clear. Only 13% found it very clear, which is problematic. And when they're talking about what are the first reactions, if I filter down to some of the most common ones, it's a little tough to follow what specifically this can be used for. That's a problem. Cycling text is distracting. We talked about it. Clunky title. And then we get to this without devs part. So interesting. So there are always, not always, but there are often on websites small things. And you would think, unimportant things that just trigger people. So besides the rotating headline that just has got to go, the word without devs, I wouldn't have thought that this kind of a casual thing to say, it just triggers people. So half the product managers found it untasteful. They don't like it. It triggers them for some reason. So you could just spell it out without developers or without writing code. Another thing, this ampersands. There's too many ampersands also bothering people. Lots of people pointed out. So just little nitpicks. Just you don't want people to think about ampersands. You want them to think about your message or product, right? The demo here, the demo video, I think is pretty good. It's too long, but it has very nice language about how to describe the tool, what it is. It says things like change or add elements of your product without coding. Now that is much better description than what you have here. Or build actual user interface without design chops. Also much better. Also, when people read this above the fold, a lot of people think that this is an app builder, which is the wrong idea. It's not an app builder, right? Clarity problem again. As we keep on going here, we get to this section here, which People love the sign up flow, onboarding dashboard use case, upsell model. But there are problems here. So first of all, they think only 3 use cases, and in some other pages you say unlimited use case. Unlimited is also bad, of course. But you might want to think about organizing this better. And again, people don't know what this is. Embed on-brand UI. It's like the product-led experiences thing. It's not clear what that is. I mean, there might be some highly educated product managers who are like instantly know, but it's universally not understood. And then we get to you're trying to say 2 things at once because you really love your brand new A/B testing message because it's also in the header here. You're really proud of it. I get it, but it's confusing the heck out of people. You can't have 2 ideas per section, a single idea. Lead with a single. Leave all the A/B testing stuff out of it for now, because it just confuses people. Because people don't understand how is A/B testing related to these other things, time to market, and there's just some confusion here. Okay, we keep going, and we get to this part here. So this third section is again, as often with SaaS pages, considered the most clear, most compelling section of the page. Now that I'm finally getting what the tool actually is, and of course they shouldn't have this aha moment in the third section, right? It's way too late. Nitpicks, how to make it better. So this lean team language again turns certain people off, completely unnecessary, not part of your brand. Cut it. Maximizing impact. Jargon, it's one of your Excel, supercharge your product, like it's jargon, big word, buzzword bullshit. And also toolkit. People like, is it many tools? Is it a multi-product? No, it's Candu, right? It's just no. Don't say something else. Say something else. And then these icons or like fancy stylized ideas of what your product is about. If you could replace this with real images, because they really want to see it, there's like how does it actually work? So replace with real product screenshots would be much better. And better yet, if they're like GIFs or APNGs rotating, or videos or interactive demos that they can see without logging in, without gating, any of that stuff. If you read this part here, what you can do. So this is actually the meat of Candu, right? Enhance your product without relying on developers. Create engaging onboarding flows, blah, 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 in no time. So if you put this above the fold, it's already more clear. But if you look at the subheads, right? Other subheads, deliver personalized experience, compare, optimize, iterate, get data-driven insight. It is extremely generic language. And people find it boring. It's not like it's more of the same, so the differentiation, the compellingness of Candu is just not standing out, because it's just very generic language. So it was like, what is the Candu unique way about it? Because people also wonder, how is this like? Is this like AppQs or Pendo or WalkMe? And in a way it is, but also it is also not. And it should not be vague. It should be very, very clear how this thing works. And overall, what is also not mentioned here is the differentiation thing. Like at the very end, you say, "Oh, we're not a website builder, we're not a product walkthrough tool," but you're people are wondering, is it like Pendo, WalkMe, all that stuff, differentiation, and finally, a lot of people, especially reading this third section, are wondering, this sounds like too good to be true. Like really no code, and like how much developer time we're talking about if it's like no code. Like people are jaded. You should see and read the actual pain they're describing, the disbelief about promises like this, and you can use it. Like you put that disbelief, that counter objection, the objection on your website, and you connect with that pain, with that skepticism, and people are like, you get me. All right, peace out. See you next time.